and then they never found the dog again. Anyway, after that I went on to get a job.
I wanted something in modeling, but you can tell that really didn't pan out, so I ended up working at a McDonald's for a few years. Then I ended up eating one of the employees, and, well, it's kind of the same thing that happened with the dog. I really couldn't stay there anymore.
Oh my god, this is hell! I mean, I know this is literally hell, but this is more hell than any hell has to deal with. God, please help me! Sile Opero, your time has come. I am in need of your crazy antics once again. You will be revived for a single chapter. Okay, fine, whatever, I'll take it, I don't care. Just anything is better than this, God. You're welcome. And as an added bonus, you get to berate Mayuri Kurotsuchi again. Oh, happy day, and it keeps getting better. Hashtag revival CIO, bitches! Oh great, now we're just gonna spend the rest of eternity talking together in hell. It'll be just like boarding school all over again.
Hey now, it could be worse. We could have ended up in that place where all the non-canon characters go after their arcs have finished.
You guys are fucking boring.
Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 643, titled Baby, Hold Your Hand number 6, with the subtitle of Yes, this fight is still going on, dear God, Kubo, please end this already, also known as Waiting for Love. So, chapter continues on what we had last chapter with Nemu fisting Pernida right in the freaking eye socket, releasing her technique that she used where she shaved off 6% of her soul, blasting it directly through Pernida's eye, and she states that anything this comes in contact with will be completely obliterated or incinerated. And she's not exactly wrong, although I think we might have a semantics argument in the terms of completely obliterated, because it does get blasted into several chunks directly in front of her, so not nearly like on the level of incineration as we previously thought. Also, someone brought up the difference there. I compared her technique to Black Star's like Soul Force shit from Soul Eater, but somebody's like, well, what about Stark? You know, Stark could do that whole soul dividing thing. The difference between the two is that Stark had complete control over how he would divide his soul, in the sense that if he wanted to be like, okay, I'm going to divide my soul into 10 different wolves, and they're going to, be at my whim, and I can manipulate them. But if he wanted to, he could take those souls back into himself, and he could change them into other things. We saw that in his fight with Shunsui, how he converted his soul into those Reishi swords whenever he was directly combating Shunsui. So he had like free manipulation of his soul, like he can send it out, bring it back in, whichever, however. However, with Nemu, it's more of just like cutting off a limb. It's like she's severing parts of her own soul to use as like a fuel for those big octane attacks she had. So that's the main difference there. That's 6% she shaved off. She's probably not going to get that back. But anyway, yeah, so we just have her now in free fall because it looks like she pretty much ran out of gas with that last technique, because she's now falling back down as Pernida got split right down the middle and it's beginning to dissolve. So the attack, even though she did strike it in the eye in the center of the hand, left hand, left hand, someone's going to call me out on that shit. Left hand, it begins to now split all the way down the middle. So, insert sexual joke here. I think I already made enough of them. We already made a hand job joke. We already made a fisting joke. We're good, alright? So, Nemu is now falling down and just thinking of Mayori-sama and that she saved his life and just hoping the fight is over. Well, it wasn't easy, and I used a lot of energy. I don't know if I'm going to recover from this, but at least the enemy is defeated now. I finally... Oh. Well... Guess I should have gone Sheikah. So as she's falling down, the chunks of Pernida that are falling around with her begin to open their respective eyes, staring at her, revealing that her attack did jack diddly to the fucking thing, and begin to run her through with its compulsory nerve power. Oh crap, Nemu, no! Mayuri-sama! No, it's okay. It's just invading your body and it's going to twist it into a bloody mess from the inside out. But, I have an idea. Try, removing your entire nervous system. Let's see if that works. Oh, okay. No. I said your nervous system. That's your circulatory. Oh, fuck me. She's dead, isn't she? Yeah, okay. So, Nemu, got killed. Actually, no, that would be a really nice way of putting it. She got fucking pureed, would be the other way of putting it. She got meatballed. You know, however, when Kenpachi's arm got compressed by Pernida's power, and then, you know, Mayuri was like, your arm turned into, like, a pile of meatballs on the ground. Yeah, that's it. Nemu got fucking meatballed. And, you know, I'm kind of... You know, because last chapter I was so sure this was going to happen. I even told you guys. I'm like, guys, she's either going to get seriously injured in the next chapter or she's going to die. One of the two. You know, on one side, I'm really happy I don't have to do any of those freaking penalty games now. Which, by the way, some of you are real sadistic motherfuckers. You know, like hey, Tekking, just have this really incredibly hot ghost pepper. Yeah, let's eat it in just one go. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't do any of that shit now. But, I mean, so I really want to do a Call That Shit dance for this. But at the same time, you know, Nemu just got freaking pureed at, like, high speed there by Pernida. So you know what I've decided to do? I am gonna go do a Call That Shit dance. But, out of respect for the deceased, I'm also going to have read one of my favorite poems by Edgar Allan Poe, probably my favorite poem, called Dream Within a Dream. And I think it really syncs up well for the passing of Nemu, as well as the idea of her being one of the Mayuri projects, one of the sleeping projects, or Mayori's dream. I think it really syncs up well. So with that being the case, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen.
Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong, who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night, or in a day, in a vision, or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
Yes, that was entirely appropriate there. Okay, so, after Nemu gets freaking splattered all around the battlefield, you know, pieces of her over there, pieces of her over there. Oh, hey, look, you can even see part of her arm there. That's cool. So Mayori's looking up and just kind of in disbelief, shock, and awe, which is something that, you know, you don't usually see from Mayori. He's just kind of having this internal dialogue of, wait, no, this can't be. He's like sort of in denial, kind of, as, by the way, Pernida is continuously regenerating throughout the course of this chapter. It's just taking a little bit longer because of the damage it suffered. Well, anyway, as Mayori is just lamenting this to themselves, repeating like, no, Nemu, no, in his mind, we then have a sudden appearance by Espada number 8, Sal Aparogrants. Cameo! No, seriously, that was awesome. I was reading that this morning, and I'm just like, okay, Nemu gets killed. Oh, shit, Sile? What the fuck? Am I freaking still asleep? What the hell? That happens a lot, actually. It'd be crazy on, nights that I know, like, I figured the chapter would be released today, because I saw some spoilers for them yesterday. What'll happen is I'll like wake up in the morning and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta get my laptop and read it, but then I'll fall back asleep, and in my like little half lucid state, I'll have like a dream where I do read the chapter and it's like some crazy shit happens. Then I'll wake up, it's like, okay, no, I'm glad that didn't happen. I have to read it for real. But yeah, Sile shows back up here. He appears in Mayori's psyche, and he begins to basically just trash talk him the entire time, because as we all know, the way that Mayori defeated Sile, very psychological ending for that guy. He had a whole statement where Mayori was going on about what it really truly means to be a scientist and all this philosophy, you know, about, you know, what perfection truly is and everything. And Mayori was really kind of acting very, I don't want to say arrogant, but very superior to Sile in that regard, even calling him, like, at one point even saying, like, that is, if you're truly a scientist at all, you know, stating all this stuff to him. So, this is like Sile's revenge post-mortem, you know, this is like him coming back and just beating the shit out of him psychologically for this. Just now, was that despair I sensed in your voice? Okay, technically, Mayuri didn't really say anything, it was all internal dialogue, but, you know, whatever, Sile, sure, okay, we'll let you have this moment. moment. So what I think really Ciao represents here in terms of Mayori's psyche is his own hypocrisy. Because in his whole fight with Ciao, he was talking about how perfection should not exist and scientists should avoid perfection. Because if there's such a thing as perfection, then there's no room for imagination, no space for intelligence, or ability, or improvement. You know, stuff like that. And now he is starting to view Nemu as something as perfect, and that is something that directly contrary to his beliefs. So that's why Ciao appears right now. That's why his mind, his like subconscious is like, no, this is like rejecting everything that you are. So I think that's the reason that, yeah, like that Ciao is here right now and repeating all this stuff to him. And Ciao even brings this up. It's like, you really thought that flesh bag, Nemu, was truly perfect. And here's the thing that I think is the exception to the rule and what Mayori has to really learn about here. So, in the idea of his fight with Ciao, I think what Mayori meant by perfection was creating something that is objectively perfect. That is something that's impossible. Something that you could just, you know, show to everybody and everybody would automatically declare that is a perfect thing. Now, what Nemu is from Mayori's perspective is considering that it is she is his daughter. I think Mayori is starting to realize that she is perfect in the sense that a parent would look at their child as perfect. You know what I see here? Not an objective thing, but a subjective item, just that parents love their children and always, you know, think, oh, my child is perfect, I'm so happy I have my child. And that, to their eyes. So I think that's what it really comes across here, and that's why, you know, Ciao shows up and kind of just questions Mayori's beliefs here and see how he's going to react. Oh, have the mighty have fallen, Kuratsuchi Mayuri. You know what? I think Akubo really just loved drawing this dude again. You know, I think that's one of the reasons he brought him back, you know. And it's funny because everybody wants Ukiura to come back. Everybody wants Ukiura to come back in some ways. Like, not even just dead, but if Ukiura had a scene like this, where he has like an internal dialogue with somebody, you know, everyone would love that. And the espada that Kubo chooses to bring back is Ciao just for this purpose. So yeah, I just find that kind of funny because I'm sure he gets letters daily that are just like, please bring back Ukiura, please bring back Ukiura. But yeah, and then we get Grimmjow Heap back, and then he puts Ciao back in. I kind of want to know, minor question, that Mayori, why is Mayori envisioning Ciao wearing his normal espada outfit? I only bring this up because Mayori only met Ciao when he was in his Resurrection, so he wouldn't know what his normal outfit looks like. Whatever, Kubo he's not going to look into it that way. That would just be ridiculous. But anyway, the last thing Ciao says to him, he's just like, this abomination of a left arm is actually kind of useful because it eradicated that flesh marionette of yours and it kind of removed that sense of pompousness that you had in yourself. So you should be thanking this thing for having an enemy that managed to defeat Nemu because you were thinking that she was perfect, so you should thank it for killing it so you can move on back to what your original ideas were. So he just kind of keeps on trash-talking him when Mayori just, you know, he grabs his freaking face and then just crushes it, and like Ciao's image just dissipates around him as, you know, Mayori raises his head and it looks like his resolve has returned quite a bit there. Ah, my, it's just as you say, the negligence I've noticed by a scientist of your ilk. Well, let me tell you, bitch, you're just kind of pissed off because I killed your ass, stole your shit, burned down your lab, and by the way, I pissed on your corpse on the way out. Why? Because I'm Kurotsuchi fucking Mayori, second generation head of the 12th Division and Research Department. And now, I'm gonna kill you. So, Pernida's hand slams right down to Mayori as it's completed its reforming process, and now it's going like completely crazy shit with the crazy eyes. You know, we got eyes all over its body, tongue begins to pop out, and wait a second, tongue popping out in the palm of its... Holy crap, you know what Pernida is? I just figured it out. It's the other arm of Deidara. Yeah, remember that? When Kakashi first used his Mangekyo and he kamoi'd away Deidara's arm, it showed up in the Bleach universe. Yeah, that's what happened. And then Yuha found it, gave it the letter of the C, and then it grew into the giant arm. And then, you know, the Soul King factors into that somewhere. But it makes total sense now. He's gonna spit out clay bombs. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if it did. At this point, it doesn't even matter. But yeah, so it lands right next to Mayori, but it doesn't really seem interested in attacking Mayori. It seems more interested in lapping up the chewy, meaty leftovers that Nemu has. I don't exactly know why it is, but it begins to, you know, consume Nemu's corpse, and Mayori's just like, oh yeah, sure, go right ahead, I don't care, lap up her corpse, but I get the brain, bitch. So he just reaches in and pulls out Nemu's brain, and then this is the weird part. Then the arm tries to attack him, and then it looks like electricity just shoots out of Mayori all of a sudden, which kind of knocks the arm back. And on Mayori's head, you can see there's like electrode things. I don't know if that's his ear, but they're like highlighted. They look like kind of like electrodes. I don't know how this worked. Like if Mayori just had like one last defense mechanism, like in the form of like electrical armor. I don't really know. But anyway, the point is Pernida gets shocked back. And Mayori's just like, oh, no. Don't worry about me. Just keep on meeting Nemu. You'll be dead before you finish digesting her anyway. So we see the last scene of the chapter where Pernida's arms and fingers begin to just massively begin to get all distorted and grotesque. And they begin to like bubble outwards and its whole body becomes misshapen. And we find out what happened in typical Mayori fashion. You know, so finally something was able to work on the damn thing. Inside of Nemu's pituitary gland, Mayori injected these like kind of hyper, replicating cells. And the reason he did this was because, remember the last clone we had, number 6, where it only lasted to the age of 2. So I guess Mayori's grand plan on how to get around that problem with the cells dying at 2 years old is like having these cells that rapidly divide and heal. So, with that being said, though, with those cells in the pituitary, with those kind of cells in her body, they would just, like, replicate on end, through, like, countless amounts of, mitosis, meiosis, like, so there would have to be something to regulate it, so he modified her brain to the point where it could regulate those regenerative powers, so her body doesn't go out of whack. This is the reason, I kind of missed this 2 chapters ago, how she healed her arm. I thought she injected the Hojikozai. No, I guess she just gave the Hojikozai to Mayori, and with this ability, she could just regenerate her arm on her own. So, however, though, because Pernida ate the body of Nemu, it now has that ability inside of it, and of course we've seen that Pernida has the power to absorb abilities that come in contact with it, so now it has that super regenerative ability. However, it doesn't have Nemu's brain to regulate it, which is what Mayori removed. So now Pernida's body is just going to infinitely reproduce. The cells are going to constantly divide, and eventually it's just going to keep on going until it fucking kills itself. So that's the end of the chapter with Pernida beginning to just bubble outward and beginning to leak and geyser out the fluid. Its eyes look like it's about to pop, and the whole thing just looks like it's about to just explode. So that's it. And hey, I think this is the end. I think next chapter might be wrapping up this fight finally, which is good because it's honestly probably going to be the last Mayori fight of the series, considering it lasted this long and it's been this emotional. This is probably going to be the last one we've had. And I'm not taking it off the table yet that Mayori's going to die. Because we all know how this shit happens, alright? All it takes is Pernida on the ground, about to die, and then, Mayori standing over it like, I've won! And then, like, Uryu shows up behind him and just, like, arrow through the fucking head or heart or whatever and just kills off Mayuri, which would be the most poetic way to take care of him, honestly. Would anyone out there, let me ask you a serious question, anyone out there in internet land, if Uryu showed up next chapter and killed Mayuri legitimately, would anyone have a problem with that? Be like, well, he is the cause for the genocide of the majority of the Quincy's, and Uryu always did kind of hate the son of a bitch, so you know what? I'm cool with this. Even if it was kind of a cheap shot, I'm cool with this. Yeah, so but that's that. But Nemu, though, I don't know how this is going to work because Mayori recovered her brain, and the whole issue was if you die, I might not be able to make a new one, but if he has her brain, it contains all the memories and personality. I have to question the handling of a brain, with your bare hands, like that would not affect some things, but, it's manga logic, it's fine, he'll just stick it in a tube and it'll all be good. That is, if he survives. So, I'm not taking anything off the table yet, though. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking it off the table that he's going to die yet, that he's not going to die yet, just because it looks like Pernida is going to be defeated, because there's a lot of other enemies roaming around the war welts that could show up at the last minute. And we haven't really looked at what other people are doing in the past. Like, it's been so weird. It's been so weird not having any other extrospection on what's going on in the war welt in the past, 8-9 chapters, because how long this fight is. But yeah, oh, by the way, another thing. People keep trying to come up with things like that could save Mayori's ass. So people brought up the sliming thing, and I told you why that won't work. People are like, what about Mayori's zombies? I'm like, guys, come on. Zombies were last year, all right? There's no zombies in 2015, all right? Giselle's dead. You know, zombies were 2014. Also, they didn't come through the gate with him. And plus, I don't even think the zombies could fucking save him in this situation. Like, what the fuck are the zombies gonna do, really? I mean, I don't even, like, the zombies still had nerves, so I think Pernida's ability would have affected them just freaking fine. And we're saying, it doesn't even matter. I mean, we've seen it affect, I mean, they wouldn't have helped. They wouldn't have helped, okay? That's just bottom line here. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tekking signing out. Gonna miss you, Nemu. Gonna miss you. Damn, she had nice tits. Not a bad ass either. Oh, no, I'm not really much of an ass guy.